Most entrepreneurs think branding is fonts, colors, and logos. But real branding, branding at the level of frequency, is how your energy imprints on everything you create. Welcome back to Series 1, The Foundation of Spiritual Wealth and Aligned Business. Today we're diving into branding, but not the branding the way most people think about it. Because here's what we're going to uncover. Your brand is not your logo. Your brand is not your Instagram grid, and your brand is not the color palette you chose after scrolling Pinterest for hours. Those things can be fun and they can reflect your message, but they are not your essence. Your real brand is the frequency that you carry. And it's the vibration of your voice, the resonance in your words, the consistency of your presence. And it's the subtle energy that people feel before they ever land on your website or read a single sales page. And I want to pause here and share something personal that happened to me in my own business. I remember running a 10-day email sequence to over 10,000 real estate agents. On paper, it should have worked. I was a successful realtor myself. I built out a full program. I spent hours and hours preparing. But my heart wasn't in it. I had already left real estate behind, and I was meant to be mentoring at a soul level. And I didn't love what I was offering, and my audience, they could feel it. So 10,000 people, over 100,000 emails, and 0 buyers. And then 2 years later, I had just 7 people in my membership, just 7. And from that tiny group, 2 stepped directly into high-ticket coaching with me, one at $16.99 a month and the other at $2,222 a month. That moment confirmed what I always felt. Numbers do not create recognition. Energy does. Resonance does. And when you love what you're offering, when your frequency is aligned, your vibrational match clients recognize you instantly. And that is branding. That is frequency. And when we shift into frequency-driven branding, we move away from performing or presenting ourselves in ways that we think we should. Instead, we step into full embodiment. Your business becomes less about curating an image and more about radiating your essence. And here's the magic. When you embody your frequency, your vibrational match clients recognize you instantly. They are drawn not just to your work, but to the way your energy feels. And that is the space we're stepping into today. And it's the space where the purpose-driven millionaire lives, because a purpose-driven millionaire doesn't build a brand to impress. They build a brand to transmit truth. They know their wealth is created by embodying their mission, and their branding becomes a living extension of that mission. So when most people think about branding, they think about the visible things: fonts, colors, logos, websites, social media aesthetics. And yes, those things matter. They reflect your identity. They help people recognize your work, and they give form to your presence online. But here's the thing. Visuals alone do not create resonance. A color palette, no matter how trendy or how beautiful, will not magnetize your soul clients unless it carries your frequency. And 2 entrepreneurs can hire the same designer, use the same template, even choose nearly identical images. Their websites could look virtually the same. But when you land on one of them, you feel something. There's a spark, a connection. And you read a single line and your heart says, yes, this is for me. And the other, it looks fine, but it just feels flat. Could be pretty, but it just feels empty, right? So why does that happen? Because the first entrepreneur has infused their branding, their visuals, and their words with their aligned purpose, their truth, and their love. Their frequency is encoded in every choice. The second has only created a facade. And that is the difference between traditional branding and frequency-driven branding. Traditional branding stops at visual identity. Frequency-driven branding is about energetic identity. It's the imprint your soul leaves on everything you create. And when your branding carries frequency, it doesn't just look good. It feels alive. And your visuals become transmitters of your purpose. Your words carry the vibration of your truth. And together they project the field your vibrational match clients can sense immediately. So let's anchor this. What exactly is resonance? In physics, resonance is when one vibrating object causes another to vibrate at the same frequency. So say you strike a tuning fork and another tuning fork nearby will just start vibrating too without ever being touched. That's exactly what happens in business. When you are aligned, your truth vibrates so clearly that your clients feel it. Their whole being recognizes it and begins to vibrate with you. Think about it. A singer, they hit that perfect note and you get chills. You meet someone and you're instantly drawn to them without knowing why. Or you read a post and your body leans in because it was exactly what you needed in that moment. That is resonance. And here's the opposite. A polished website that looks great but feels flat. Someone who sounds impressive on paper, but you just can't quite trust them. That's lack of resonance. So resonance is truth in frequency form. It bypasses logic and it speaks directly to your body and to your heart. And it's why your vibrational match clients, they don't just think about working with you, they feel you as the one. And this is the foundation of frequency branding. Your branding becomes a tuning fork for your soul, vibrating so clearly that the right people can't help but respond. And a purpose-driven millionaire, they know that their branding is not for show. It's not about polishing an image to appear a certain way. It's about transmission, letting your mission flow so strongly that people can feel it. Every choice in your branding is alive with purpose. And the words you use, they aren't just copy. They are conviction. The colors you choose, they're not just random. They mirror the sanctuary you hold for others. And here's another revelation. Your brand begins with your voice. So every time you speak from alignment, you transmit wealth codes. Your words carry frequency, and your tone carries recognition. And this is why some people feel more abundant simply by being in your presence, because your voice itself is transmitting resonance. This is branding at the level of frequency. You're not trying to look successful. You're just transmitting your truth. And your truth, it always magnetizes the right clients to you. And this is where branding, it becomes multidimensional. Every choice you make carries energy. Shapes, colors, numbers, words, they all encode frequency. Sacred geometry patterns like the flower of life transmits unity and infinite creation. Or Metatron's cube fosters balance, order, and energetic alignment for manifesting wealth and prosperity. Spirals, they carry the energy of rebirth and expansion. Even numbers are carriers of energy. That's why I price my offers 222, 555, 2222, 5555, and 22,222. They aren't just prices. They're codes. They anchor alignment and they carry frequency. So when someone steps into your offer, they're not just buying a product. They're entering a frequency field that's been intentionally encoded. And this is branding as transmission. It's not about looking polished. It's about carrying truth in every layer of your business. One entrepreneur I know, she built a 7-figure business, not with graphics or perfect visuals, but with unapologetic, soul-bared emails. People didn't care about her header graphics. They kept opening her emails and buying her offers because they felt her frequency in every word. And another healer I know, she used these deep greens and browns and symbolic imagery in her branding. And clients often told her, I felt seen the moment I saw your page. I could feel it in my soul. And they didn't consciously decode the visuals, but her frequency, it was encoded into them. She called this light language, a soul language that operates beyond human limitations, aiming to activate innate potentials, promoting healing, raising one's vibration, and facilitating energetic shifts. And then there's 2 coaches that I know. They virtually had the same website template, same designer, same layout, same structure. One filled it with scarcity and fear, like buy this offer now before the price goes up, or there's only 5 spots left, so don't miss out, sign up now. And the other She wrote her content from her heart and aligned every image with her mission. And visitors lingered, they engaged, and they signed up. That site carried resonance. And this is what makes frequency-driven branding so powerful. People don't like being sold to, but they love to buy, only when it feels right. And they respond not just to what they see, but to what they feel. So how do you start bringing this into your brand right now? First, just tune in. Ask yourself, what 3 words describe the frequency that I want my brand to transmit? Not how I want it to look, but how I want it to feel. Write those words down and then just keep those visible. Now, secondly, audit your branding through those words. Do your visuals reflect them? Do your emails carry that energy? Do your posts transmit that feeling? And if not, what small adjustments would bring them into alignment? And then third, I want you to try this embodiment practice. Speak about your work twice. First from your professional mask, how you think you should present. And then again from your natural flow. Notice the difference in your body. In mask mode, you probably feel tight or heavy. In your frequency mode, you're going to feel open and alive. And that difference is the signal of resonance. Your body always knows, so trust it. Branding isn't just what people see. It's what they feel. And your visuals reflect your identity, and your frequency transmits it. And when your visuals and your frequency align with your mission, your brand becomes a sanctuary. And that's why 2 websites can look identical, but one feels magnetic while the other feels empty. And the difference isn't the design, it's the resonance. And when you embody your frequency, your brand becomes a transmission. Your vibrational match clients recognize you instantly. And if today's conversation stirred something in you, it's because your frequency is asking to be embodied more deeply. Inside the Purpose-Driven Millionaire membership, we track these shifts in the legacy log, and then I guide you in practices to encode your brand with frequency. Because your brand isn't decoration. It's a sanctuary. It's a field, and it's your truth in form. So lead with frequency. Build with resonance. Your vibrational match clients are already waiting, and I'll see you in the next